Okay, welcome. Chris here with the trades. Going to go over eight tickers, eight stocks that I'm looking at for next week, going into next week. Stocks that look good for me on my criteria. Looking at the SPY, the market right now. Obviously, we on my chart there is definitely a break of structure. The market's been all over the place, but sort of moving sideways for a few months here now, and it broke structure here and came down and popped back up and moved back down again. End of the week, a pretty low a move down into this wick from earlier in the week. I would not be surprised to see a further downturn in the market. It looks like it's on this chart, looks like it's turning bullish. Wouldn't be surprised to see a move down into the 552s where I've got this level set where we had some lows back a few months ago. And I wouldn't be surprised to see it continue down even further, down to 619, test the 600s perhaps. At any rate, nevertheless, there's still a number of stocks that I'm looking at for me for trades long. There's always opportunities. I'm looking at eight out of my many stocks that I scan on a regular basis. I'm looking at eight. I've got about 28 total that fit my criteria. I'm just going to go over eight here today. My criteria is strong companies that look good, that look bullish, look good for long-term investments first. And then the second step of that is then to turn to the chart itself and look for an entry, looking for a pullback into some natural level of support for me to enter and to take the long. So first, what I'm looking at here is AMAL, okay, Amalgamated Finance Corporation, looking like a nice strong move over the last few months and a pullback, just like I like to see. And it's down into this natural level of support, which is where this chart and color band is sort of designating. So we saw a bounce, a move back down and a bounce and a push, and a sort of a little doji candle here on Friday. On the stochastic, it's down on the low end here and moving back up. Actually, it's a little bit of a divergence, really. If you look at this one, we've got a move trending up, and on the chart, a move in that same period trending down, and then a bounce. So I'm looking at AMAL here for long. See where we open on Monday. Risk wise, I'm going to be taking a risk down into about this level here, 5-6%. I'd be interested in down to this level here. Of course, if it wants to break and stay below, then I probably am not interested. But I'm looking for the move back up into these levels here, 5 or 6%. Start taking some profits up into these highs, 10%. If it wants to keep on running from there, so be it. So AMAL is on my list. Also on my list here is Huntington Ingersoll Industries. It's been a strong stock lately. You saw it broke structure back here in February, bounced straight back up, turning bullish. It's pulled back into this natural level of support. Of course, I want to see where we open on Monday. I'm going to be a buyer on this one for myself to about here, 5 or 6%. Much lower than that, I probably am not going to be interested and just be looking to get out and reset, find something else. But I'm looking to take the move up into these levels here, 5% or so in the first take profit, up into highs, 10%. And again, if it wants to keep running from there, so be it. So HII is on my list. Next, I'm looking at C4. Okay, C4, it's the chart's like a heart attack. It moves a ton. This one I'm interested in because it did turn bullish on this push up and a pullback. We've turned bullish. The stochastic that's coming, making its way down into the lows. This one though is a little different. It's not quite set up yet. I'd like to see it move down a lot lower. The risk down to this natural level of support is incredibly wide, 24%. That's way too much. I'm gonna wait and see where it goes. The lower it can get, the better for me. I'm gonna try to see if it can get down at this range down here into the 230s range, 240s. Of course, the stochastic, it's got some room to still run a lot lower still. So I'm gonna keep my eye on this one. It's on my list just because it meets my criteria, but it's a nice strong stock, at least on my stock scanner. So I'm interested in this one. Maybe not off the bat on Monday, but see where it wants to go this week. Also on my list is Schwab here. This particular ticker of Schwab's many ticker types that are under the Schwab umbrella. Been a nice straight move up lately. This has been real nice and a pullback. This is what I'm looking for. A strong company like this ticker that's bullish in nature, that's got good fundamentals and a pullback. And a pullback into this natural level of support here. The stochastic is moving as low as possible. That's what I'm interested in. Took a bounce, moved back up, come back down. this thing could go either way. We'll see where we open on Monday. I'm going to be a buyer down into this range here, 1 or 2% to this natural level of support. I'd give it a little extra room, though it could definitely break and just shoot straight back down like all of these. But I'm going to be interested here, give it about 2 or 3%, looking for the move back up into highs here. It doesn't move a whole lot, but if it wants to keep running like it's been running for a while, that could be something. All right, next on the list is another sort of obscure one to me here, this Jack specific ink. It turned bullish a few months ago, shot straight up, gapped up, it's come back down. So what am I interested here? Stochastic is super low, really low in fact. It's down about as low as it can get on the fast line. The slow line's following through. It's come down and found some support. We've got these wicks back here from the week or so, 10 days back. We got a wake up at highs here, highs here. It's not surprising that it came down to this level and stopped. Will it keep coming down? That makes some sense. There's a gap here, right? There's a gap, and it could fill this gap pretty easily. So I'm going to be interested in it down into this gap. Okay, I'm going to be watching and see if it wants to come down here 6 or so%. I'd give it down to about 8 or so%, looking for the move back up. If it wants to come and test these highs, 18, 20%, interested in that. Would not be surprised though if it just bounced from here and moved back up just based on where we got these highs back here. At the same time, we got this gap. So it could go either way. That's the way it is with trading. You try to make the best assessment based on what you see. And if you see something, you go for it. At least I do. And I'm happy to see it move back down. I'll start small, work my way into this position for the move back up. But I also feel like it might just start turning around here. So I'm going to start in just in case that happens. Okay, so I got TK Corporation. This one I'm really interested in. This is a perfect setup for me. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Looking for a stock to come in, test this level of support, and bounce. And it did that. It wicked, bounced straight back up. Stochastic, super duper low, looking like a crossover. This one to me looks like it wants to move up. Now, does it have to do that? Absolutely not. Can it break and continue down? Yes, of course. To me, though, this is a good bet. This is a good chance of probability wise, it should bounce from here. If not here, well, where would it be? This is where it should happen. If it doesn't happen, okay, fine. Then you get out, find something else. But I am going to try to take advantage of this opportunity. Of course, we'll see where we open on Monday. Ideally, we open flat. Maybe test this wick down to about 2 or 3%, and then take the move back up. Up into highs is nice, 15, 16%. All-time highs where it obviously topped and came straight back down. We're looking at 25% on this one. So super interested in this one. I like this one a lot. I'm going to be very interested to see where we open on Monday. Another one I like a lot, International Seaways. Okay, this one's been pumping for a while, pays a nice dividend, really, really nice. Coming straight into this support level here. With the stochastic is down at the low end of the band. Same thing as TK. I'm going to be seeing and looking at this one as well on Monday. Hopefully, looking for a flat open. I'd be a buyer into this range here. Give it 2 or 3%. But if it doesn't move quickly, and it should move quickly, this one and TK as well. If it doesn't move pretty much right off the bat, if it doesn't start moving up in my direction right away, it probably doesn't seem to be as interested. I'm probably not going to be as interested in this one as I thought. But I am looking for the move back up, 16%, 17%. Probably start taking profits in this little gap here, 5 or 6%. See if it wants to keep running from there. And finally, another winner is Oil Dry, the good old Oil Dry company selling cat litter. The Oil Dry is a wonderful stock. I've been in this one back here. Took a buy back here and sold on the way up. Perfect entry and exits. And it's come down, turned bullish, tested, bounced, and here we are, seeing where we're going to open on Monday. Obviously, I'm going to be a buyer down into this level. I'd probably give it down into here where we got a wick at the top. It's still only 5.5%. Looking for the move back up into this level here, 5% or so, up into these highs. Of course, I probably there's a lot of selling orders right up at this level for sure. You got this wick, you got this highs, you got the high back here. So if we can get up into the 8 or 9% from Friday's close, I'd be super excited. So that's what I got. A lot of volatility. The market, to me, it looks like it's going to roll over and head back down. But who knows? We don't know. That's what it looks like to me. Nevertheless, even if the market does seem to be looking like it wants to come down, it's just as easy could come back up, and there's always going to be opportunities. Here are 8 of my many, many. I've got many others that I'm looking at as well that also fit my criteria, but there's always going to be opportunities, and that's what I'm trying to capture in whatever market. Happy trading.